So I'm Candace, and this is Eclectic Coaching with Candace. I don't know why, but it just seems like whenever I um, just get into a comfortable spot instead of trying to work at my desk or something, I have less electrical problems and trouble with my equipment, and things don't fall apart. And I'm all about being comfortable. And that's getting me to think about what I want. I need more structure in my life. And since I don't feel very confident in my ability to create structure and maintain a whole lot of structure, like I would like a lot more structure in my life, I think. I think if I were an element, I'm like water and I'm changing into these different states depending on what's going on around me. And so I know I need to get like normal job for a little bit. I need to, well, relatively normal, um, but like a sort of normal job, I think. I think that that would be good for me in terms of meeting people and just getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Um, so that's something that I've been thinking a lot about. But really, what I want to talk about in this video is things I want. Because I feel like when I tell the people that I do have in my life right now, my family, what I want, um, they kind of look at me really weird. Or I've told them what I want for a long time and they really don't want to hear about it. I feel like what I want makes other people uncomfortable because it makes them look at, well, what do you want? And I'm going to just be really honest here. I want to make a lot of money. Like a lot. Like a ridiculous, insane amount of money. I want to have so much money that it's I never even think about money. It's more like just having a string of zeros in my bank account. And I know that that sounds like ridiculous. And every time I say that, which I've told a lot of people that, um, in my family, they're always like, why? Is it because you want to help people? Of course, it's because I want to help people. And I see money as a tool. And uh, that can do a lot of different things. I'm really excited about whenever I get depressed, this is what I think about to get myself undepressed, is we live in the most interesting and amazing time ever. And maybe every generation, I guess, could say that, but never before have things been changing so quickly and so rapidly. And there's just so much opportunity to connect and um, learn things. And there's so many places where you can take classes like Coursera, and then I love Google Talks. And oh, I really want to go to Singularity University. So if you are an INFJ or just another idealist who wants to make amazing big things happen in the world, it's very expensive. They're summits, but they have a graduate program, I think, and then they've got all these different programs and these different summits where they meet and have innovators and creators and inventors and people who want to make a huge exponential difference in the world meet with investors, and I just want to participate. And I feel like I'm it's not just about the money. Like I want, but I do want it. I do want that kind of money. And I really don't have anything else going on, so I might as well just put the work in. I found out that if I have something that I believe in and that I'm passionate about, I have a amazing work ethic. But when I don't, and when I'm kind of just flopping around, then yeah, then that's when I get lazy. And I think that other INFJs, please let me know in the comment section if you agree. I'm thinking about possibly reading them. But when I read in this book about INFJs that when we achieve any level of success, then we start going after it and we will expend any amount of energy or resource to continue going after it. But what we need is we need some major ideal to go after and some major purpose to serve and some greater calling. And I have that. And I know what I want to do and I know what I want to participate in. Um, and I'm so excited about quantum computing and I'm so excited about artificial intelligence and robots and these mass simulations that we're going to be able to do with quantum computing and all the things that you can create. And I really want to go to this university in particular. I have no idea how I'm going to pay for it. So my strategy now is just watching all the videos that they put out, and this is Singularity University, by the way, and taking notes. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of building out this sort of grid of all the emerging technologies that are coming out and kind of mapping it out and kind of looking at how all these things relate to each other and who the players are. And then I'm going to try to connect with them on LinkedIn. And so that's kind of my strategy. So if you're an INFJ and you want to go somewhere and connect, I really want to find my tribe too. And I feel like I am surrounded by people who think I'm nuts and to think that my ideas are crazy. And like, oh, Friday we went fishing and I just couldn't stop talking about robots with my aunt who she doesn't give a shit. She does not care. They do not know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about how universal basic income, that is another thing I want to become an advocate for, is universal basic income so that everybody can get their needs met, their fundamental needs. Because we're going to have so much abundance and wealth and good stuff with these robots that are basically going to do all the shit that we don't want to do. Now, I know that some people are freaked out about the robots. I, however, am very excited about the future, and I think that we should approach the future with a sense of hopefulness, because if you've ever been standing on the edge of uncertainty, you know, when you are freaked out, you tend to create a negative outcome. But when you're hopeful, you open your mind to a whole range of possibilities, because hopefulness and happiness expands our perception, and being scared contracts our focus. This, we've evolved this way so that we could get away from the lion. And I know this is a video about what I want, but I want something that I can speak about and be passionate about, and I think it's going to be universal basic income. And also all of these exponential technologies. And part of the reason that I'm doing this channel is for work. and I'm trying to get myself out there because I'm a coach and get clients. Yeah, that's great. But I need to communicate with maybe people, maybe you're one of them, people who want to hear about this because my family does not. They do not want to hear about my crazy ideas. And every time I talk about them, I sound like a nut job. And I'm like, oh, what about this? Or instead, we could do licensing, or like I get into part of what I do is I build all these plans and then implementation is a challenge. It's just like, even you'll see some of my other videos, it's just like the camera's the wrong way. I don't know. It's just like, I know that I am an amazing strategist. And I know that I know how to do things. And I know that I know how to synthesize and create stuff. But just dealing with everybody on a daily basis, that freaks me out. So I need to come up with a strategy on mapping out partners and people to collaborate with. And I'm definitely willing to delegate and hand over responsibility. That's something that I really want in my life is, yeah, I want a lot of money, but I want to I want to collaborate with people and I want to create things, and I'm willing to give up pieces of it. Like I don't need to control all of it or have all the answers. And I definitely want to connect with some sensors for sure that can show up and be very stable and very consistent. And I just feel like my brain gets flooded with ideas. It's just flying into my head. Like one time I went to work and I was working at an IRA firm and doing alternative assets and precious metals. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I was sitting there and I was like, Dave, do you ever feel like you get so many ideas in your head that your head's going to fall off? And he's like, no. And I need to work with people like that. But I do not need to tell people like that any of my ideas or plans. That's what you guys are here for. Or you one person, or whatever. So, all that. Lots of money, inspiration, a cause to get out there, I don't know. Martin Luther King, INFJ, he said, if you don't have a cause worth dying for, then you don't have a life worth living. And there are so many problems in the world, which means that there are so many solutions because of the Sufi saying, that if a problem exists, there's within every problem lie the mechanics for its solution or its correction. I think that's what it says. That's the gist of it. So I want to get into that. And I feel like I'm in this very constricted and small space where I can't tell people about my grand visions. I shouldn't tell them because, number one, that makes me feel as if I've satiated that when I haven't, because my imagination is so vivid. And, don't throw pearls before swine. I love my family. I'm not trying to call them pigs, but they just don't get it. Like I'm trying to, and then they argue with me. Okay, so I'll bring up something that they never even heard of before. But just to be able to participate in the conversation, they'll just start arguing and their points are not even legit. And they get very distracted. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I just want to do like a deep dive and I want to hear other people's ideas and perspectives on it. And I am definitely, even though I sound very closed-minded, I'm not. Like, sometimes it comes across as if I've definitively decided that this is the way it is, and this is the way it should be, and this is what... And it's really not like that. I'm just presenting it solidly from where I'm at, and I'm willing, if you have a legitimate and well-articulated thought to add, I'm all about it. I might even take notes. But the people I know don't. And I feel like sometimes when you want this really big and expanded life and you bring it up to the people who don't have those kinds of visions and don't have that kind of desire for their life, it makes them uncomfortable. Not because you hold them up, you hold a mirror up to their face, although sometimes, but sometimes they just don't know how to relate to that. Like, it, I know I need to get a sort of normal job, but I think I need to get a job that allows me to work from home and that is somehow related to futuristic technologies. I'm really interested in quantum computing, like I said, artificial intelligence, uh, robots, augmented reality, virtual reality, and I want to do something exciting and groundbreaking, and I am not in the right place for this. I know that you can connect with people all over the internet, but it would be cool if there was like a think tank somewhere near there. Nobody thinks where I live. They talk about beer, whiskey sometimes. I need to get the fuck out of here. That's what I need to do. That's what I want. I don't know where I'm going to go. But I'm getting this intuition that if I start packing and start preparing and do what's in front of me and try to be as present as possible, then new opportunities will present themselves. And I sure fucking hope so. So that's what I want. I also, I want, oh, this is another thing, INFJ vision. I want a house where I pay a professional organizer to come in, and I want every single thing that I own to have a spot, and I want it to be labeled, like with the label maker, except I don't want to do the label maker thing, and I don't want to have to be alone when I'm trying to organize. Like, I can't do that. But I want to pay somebody who specializes in compartmentalizing things, because when I go to organize, like, it seems like a good plan, but like it won't fit in the fucking box, or it won't fit in the shelf. Like, it's just, I don't know, my spatial reasoning skills not so good. And so I really would like a partner in life, and preferably a marital partner. I'm going to do a separate video on my my ideal partner, which is maybe why INFJs struggle so much. It's because we've got this like ideal relationship, and then we've got this ideal partner. Yeah, more on that later. But one of the qualities that they absolutely need to have is that, number one, they need to be more grounded than me, but they cannot be a censor. So INTP, preferably INTJ. Really would like to meet an INTJ that can deal a little bit with my emotionalness. And what I would also like very much is if they read all the Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus books, because I think that those provide like a really nice model, and polarity creates attraction. And so, yeah, more on that later. But so I want somebody who's very masculine, very grounded. Yeah, they need to already have money in contacts. That's just more efficient. And who wants to work with me. I'm watching this Netflix series, the Santa Clarita Diet, I think it's called. The Santa Clarita Diet, where she becomes a zombie. Anyway, really funny series, really cute. I have a problem with binge watching TV shows. More on that later because it's like crack and I'm just like, I'm done for like a couple of days. I am into it, especially if things aren't working out well in my life. I just like, I will binge watch until the whole thing. So, yeah. Anyway, um but I want a partner who's on top of shit and super efficient and get shit done. ENFJs are great for that, but they're super bossy. Maybe they're all bossy. Maybe all of them are going to be bossy. Anyway, but this Santa Clarita Diet, they're like this husband and wife real estate couple. And everywhere I see like these couples that work together, I know I shouldn't be jealous, but I feel very jealous because that's what I want. I want a partner who wants to work together and wants to build things and has their own stuff going on, but will also work with my ideas and help me get them funded. Now, I know I could do GoFundMe or I could do a capital raise and I got to write a business plan and do all my projections and profit and loss, and I want to do all that. I just don't want to do it all by myself. And I want to go to this university. And and I have like a whole project I want to work on that I'm not going to say here because I'm not supposed to tell everybody everything all the time. So, but back to what I want with my house. I want a closet that I could play baseball in. Like, I want a closet for all my shoes, and I want to get a lot of shoes. And I want to have outfits, and, you know what else I think would be way fun? Is to get, like, tons of wigs and costumes, and I don't know, I just think that would be really cool. I just think that would be really fun to transform myself into different characters. And I also want to do like that 90-day challenge on the Rocksmith, where it's basically gamification of learning how to play the guitar. And I want to take singing lessons. And I want to get all my art blown up onto these gigantic canvases and then build out these 3D wall structures. And I want to also travel around the world. And I want to do that like now. And I don't want to wait anymore. Oh, and I want to get so much Botox in my face, it doesn't move. Well, not that bad, but like, I'm getting to that age. You just gotta start putting stuff in your face. Like, yeah. And I'm really not interested in learning any other languages, so we can rule that out. That's I really don't care to learn another language, so I don't need that, but I do want to brush up on my speed reading. So I would like a period of time. It would be great to have my day super structured. Like I get up at this time and I work on this creative project. And I have ADD, and in this book, Organization, or Friendly Organization for ADD, I think is what it's called, or I don't remember. Anyway, it talks about breaking up your hobbies and your interests into particular seasons. So, like, if you're really into reading, or learning or taking online classes, maybe do that during the winter. And if you're, and I'm really into dancing, so I do salsa and bachata, but I want to do West Coast swing, and I want to get a partner, and I have these pieces that I want to choreograph. And what I do for my creative processes is I create like a baseline model, and then I'm able to be prolific within that model. So it takes a little bit to figure out what works, and what produces the type of quality that I like, but I like to create a base model and then build into it. Um, so and then I take those types of models and I modify and adapt them to other types of creative projects and I do them. So, those are just some of the things that I want, and I think that I've covered a lot of ground. Um, oh, yeah, and I'd like to get married and have a family, but how the fuck do you make that happen? Like, I don't know how you make that happen. That is, yeah. Anyway, so those are just some of the many, many things that I want. And if you're an INFJ, what do you want? Leave them in the comments section below. I didn't think I was going to read them. I don't know when I'm going to respond. But somebody did leave like a really well thought out comment, and I really did appreciate that. And I feel like the more real and honest and even weird and myself that I am, I feel like I'm able to make some genuine connections with people. So whatever you put too, other INFJs might read it and it might resonate with them, and I'll maybe read it and maybe respond to your comment. That's something I'm going to try to do. I'm afraid of weird people on the internet or mean people. That does exist. Maybe I just need to get thicker skin. Oh, and I want an assistant who reads all my emails. And I want a robot that cleans my house so that everything is always spotless and immaculate at all times. Okay, yeah. Tell me what you want. All right, thanks.